Hello Story Detectives and welcome to week 7 of term 3. And this week we have a very fun book that we're going to do. It's by David Walliams. I think a lot of you will know him. He's written things like Gangster Granny, Awful Auntie, some crazy chapter books like that. But he's also done a few picture books. We did one last year which was called The Awfully Annoying Elephants. I don't know if anybody of you remember that. I think I remember doing it with the blue group that was called the blue group last year, probably the red group now. But we haven't done this one yet. It's called There's a Snake in My School. And like most of his books, it's a bit silly and a bit cheeky. And it's also illustrated by Tony Ross, who's a very famous illustrator. So David Walliams presents There's a Snake in My School. Already at the start, we can see that lovely picture of a snake there. And we have a picture here that says Miss Bloat. And I don't think she looks like she's going to be a very nice character in the story. And we have a cat, a bit of an ink splat there. Looks like somebody's been playing noughts and crosses. And then it says illustrated by the artistic genius Tony Ross. Right. Mr. Bright had told all the children in his class it was Bring Your Pet to School Day. Everyone rushed into the playground to meet the animals. There was a stupidly cute gerbil, a tiny goldfish, a fat cat, a 100-year-old tortoise, and a tall dog. Last to arrive, as usual, was a little girl called Miranda. She was riding on the back of an enormous, slithery snake. "Meet Penelope, my pet python," announced Miranda. On seeing the snake, the other children screamed, "Ah!" Miranda loved being different. She always stood out in school with her individual take on school uniform, her cartwheels down the corridors, and her funny answers in class. What ended in 1945? 1944! A python is a rather unusual pet. But Miranda and Penelope had so much fun playing together. For the little girl, the snake would pretend to be a balloon, a scarf, a hula hoop, a telescope, a trombone, and sometimes, when they were both feeling particularly mischievous, a third arm. "Come and give her a tickle," encouraged Miranda. But the other children were too scared. Penelope was a python after all, and pythons eat people. All the pets were frightened too. The large dog yanked on his lead and sent his tiny owner flying. The goldfish tried to hide behind some water. The tortoise made a rather slow run for it. The cute gerbil flashed her gnashes and didn't look so cute anymore. The fat cat just carried on napping. Miranda slid down her snake. The little girl tickled her python under the chin and the snake smiled. "See, she's very friendly." Soon everyone was gathered around to marvel at Penelope. Python loved the attention and made a climbing frame for the children to climb on. Steps for them to step up, and a fireman's pole for them to slide back down. Penelope even helped the children learn their numbers, although she could only go up to 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. It was turning out to be the best day of school ever. But then, ... Miss Bloat, the headmistress, thundered into the playground. "There's a snake in my school!" she shouted. Miss Bloat didn't like animals much, or children. "It's bring your pet to school day," spluttered Mr. Bright. "And Penelope is my pet," said Miranda. "Miranda, I should have known you would have to be different. A snake is not a pet, it's a menace," snapped Miss Bolt. "Mr. Bright, all those filthy beasts are confiscated." All the girls and boys shouted, "No!" As the headmistress stuffed the pets into the lost property cupboard. Except for Penelope, the snake, Miss Bloat had other ideas for her. "That disgusting thing is coming with me," bellowed the headmistress. With that, she dragged the poor python along the corridor to her office. "Where are you going to put Penelope?" asked Miranda. "In the bin." "No!" Miss Bloat crammed the snake into her bin and slammed the lid shut. Then she plonked herself down on top so the python couldn't escape. The bin rattled and rattled, but ... Penelope was trapped. "A snake in my school indeed! Get back to your lessons!" Have a quick look at her filing cabinet. Hard exam papers, even harder exam papers. Downstairs in the classroom, tears rolled down Miranda's cheeks. All the children were sad to have had their pets taken away, but no one was sadder than Miranda. The little girl feared she would never see Penelope again. At the end of the day, Miranda dashed upstairs to Miss Bloat's office to try and make her change her mind. Miss Bloat, headmistress. Look at those signs. Skull and crossbones, and that's a sign for radiation. "Knock, knock!" There was no answer, so slowly Miranda pushed open the door, only to see, look at all those bolts on the door, and 3 walking sticks. Penelope sitting in the headmistress's chair. Miranda ran towards her pet and gave her a humongous hug. Miss Bloat was nowhere to be seen. So the girl grabbed the key on the desk, ran to the lost property cupboard as fast as she could and unlocked it. The animals were overjoyed to be set free. Whoosh! Then Miranda and all the pets slid down Penelope's back into the playground. The children shouted, "Hooray!" Penelope entertained everybody again. She made a seesaw for them to seesaw on, a swing for them to swing on, a wheel for them to roll in, and a skipping rope to skip with. Penelope even helped some of the younger children with the alphabet, although it was hard to do an X. As for Miss Bloat, she had completely disappeared. So Mr. Bright was made headmaster. Now the children were allowed to bring in all their favourite animals whenever they wanted. The school became home to every sort of fantastic creature. An ostrich, a giraffe, a tiger, a gorilla, an elephant, a kangaroo, a crocodile, a grizzly bear, and even a colony of penguins. But the star attraction was always Penelope. Though noticed there was something different about Herr Python. There was a bulge, a big bulge in the snake's tummy, a bulge in the shape of Miss Bloat. Let me out! But the little girl thought it was best not to say anything. The end. Wasn't that a fun story? Okay, join me in video 2 where we will look at the word of the week and some of the vocabulary. Thank you, bye.